What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the best games for Week 3 and our previews. We're going to be going from the 11 a.m. slate in Georgia Tech at Clemson all the way up to Texas A&M at Notre Dame. I'm going to start off the video today talking about Clemson at Georgia Tech. This game looks really big to me because it's an ACC competition game. Who can cement themselves as the frontrunner of the ACC? At the beginning of the season, I think everyone thought Clemson. So far, they've looked very, very sloppy. I think some of their keys in this game, they have to fix the sloppiness. They can't play like they did against Troy, or they will lose. Troy wasn't good enough. They didn't have the athletes to make them pay for it. Georgia Tech does. Clemson, they have the championship potential. Right now, they're just not showing it. Cade Klubnik has that Heisman potential. He's just not showing it. Right now, they have a very veteran team. They returned 16 starters. They don't look like it right now. It's a very uncharacteristically coached team under Dabo Swinney. It's not what you usually see. They have to get this run game going if they want to win this game. Georgia Tech is going to make them run the football. They have to establish a run game if they want to be competitive, and right now they do not have a good run game. And Cade Klubnik has to get himself in rhythm. If he's not in rhythm, this Clemson team will struggle all season like they have been right now. I think they can against a Georgia Tech secondary that's a little bit weaker than usual. They will be able to get him in rhythm. If they do, then they have a really good shot at winning this game. As for Georgia Tech, big question, is Haynes King healthy? He has to be. If you want to continue that dark horse name you have in the ACC, Haynes King has to be healthy. If he's healthy in this game, I would have Georgia Tech winning this football game. But because I don't know, I have Clemson winning right now. I think that the big questions for Georgia Tech's defense are, can they contain the big plays? Clemson's going to air it out deep. Can Georgia Tech stop them from the deep plays and big shots? For my ending predictions, I'm going to go with Clemson with the win, winning 30-24 at Georgia Tech in a gritty game. Next up, let's talk about Georgia-Tennessee college game day. This is going to be a great game. It's kind of a rivalry, but it's kind of not. They play a lot. They play every year. Tennessee has not scored more than 17 points since 2017. If Tennessee wants a chance to win this game, they're going to have to break the 17-point threshold. Georgia just simply is going to be able to score more than 17, and if they can hold you to less than 17, you have a no chance at winning. I think for Georgia, they looked bad last week against Austin Peay. Who cares? Georgia does this every year. They look mediocre against a bad team, and they win national championships. Doesn't matter. The question, though, is can Stockton win with his arm? We know he can with his legs. He showed he could use his arm against Marshall, but it's Marshall. Now you're going up against SEC competition. Can he show that he can use his arm? If he can, I think Georgia is going to have a great season. But it comes down to the arm talent of Gunnar Stockton. I think for Georgia's defense, their key is, can they force Joey Aguilar into the mistakes he fell into last year? The big question him out of the portal was, he turns the ball over way too much. So far, he has 0 turnovers, 0 zilch turnovers so far in play. If he can continue that, they'll be great. But Georgia's defense, that can make you cause those turnovers. On Tennessee's side, their defense is going to pack the box and make Stockton use his arm. You're going to live and die by making Gunnar Stockton use his arm. If he uses his arm and he torches you for 350 passing yards, you know what? You live with losing that way. But you can also live with he can't. He can't do it. Our defense, we trust our secondary, and we're going to pack the box. Don't let him run. Make Gunnar Stockton uncomfortable. With that being said, I just don't know if Tennessee has what it takes to be able to beat a veteran Georgia team. Yeah, their quarterback isn't veteran, but the rest of the football team is. At the end of the day, it's still Kirby Smart. It's still Georgia. Both these teams have a lot of unanswered questions. I think this game we're going to get a lot of those answered, for good or bad. I think the loser is going to come out of this game with a lot of question marks answered and be able to have a good direction forward. I think that this game is going to come down to Georgia hitting a big play when it's needed. I think they'll be able to hit a play better than Tennessee can. I think they pull out a win 30-24. Next up, I want to talk about Arkansas at Ole Miss. At the Grove, this game I think is going to be the most fun of the weekend. This is going to be an eccentric, fun football game. 2 high-scoring offenses. The over-under is at 62.5 right now. This game is going to be fun. So far in the season, Arkansas's offense has looked great. Talon Green has been a Heisman contender at this point. 10 touchdowns, 2 football games. He's averaging 500 yards a game, it seems like right now. Video game type of numbers. Can the run game stay the way it has been, though? They've been very great in the run game so far this season with their 2-headed monster. But Ole Miss is always going to go into the portal, and they've got a good D lineman the last few years in the portal. If Ole Miss can contain the run game and make Talon Green be Superman, which he has been, but can he do it against SEC? That's what we don't know yet. I think that Ole Miss is going to have to stop the run offense of Arkansas. For Ole Miss, their big key to win this game, I think it's as simple as Austin Simmons can't turn the ball over. He's had 2 picks in his first 2 games of the season. That's not going to fly. Kentucky wasn't a good enough offense to make it pay. Arkansas definitely is. You turn the ball over twice, Arkansas has a great chance to go score 7 to 14 points on those drives. They're going to score on your turnovers. They're going to capitalize on your mistakes. If Austin Simmons has those, I don't think you win this football game. But I think Austin Simmons is going to be a growing quarterback. I think this is the game he grows up and he gets older, he gets experienced. And I think that it's really a kind of see who has the football last type of game with how his offenses are. Ultra high scoring, fun football game. In the end, I got Ole Miss winning 41-37. Next up, let's talk about a game that I don't think anyone had ready to talk about, but because USF has looked really good, upsetting two teams so far, we have it. 3:30 on the CW, USF at Miami. USF has the tools to win this. Right now, I think last I checked, they were an 18.5-point underdog. That seems a little high with how they've been playing, but they don't have that surprise role they had anymore. The two upsets they had, no one thought they were going to win. They had that underdog mentality. They had that grit. They had that no one knows we're coming yet. Now, Miami knows they're here. We all know they're here. They have a number next to their name when you watch the TV. When you watch the game, they are a ranked opponent now. They're not this little underdog story. Now they have to go prove that they can keep up with the hype. Can Byron Brown use his arm to win this football game? I think Miami is going to pack the box and make him. They've had explosive plays in the game, but they've both been passes behind the line of scrimmage. Can you make explosive plays past the line of scrimmage? That's what we don't know yet with this USF team. Miami's going to test them and see if they can do it. Miami, they have the athletes that are just better than USF does. In the trenches, they have dudes that are 50, 60 pounds heavier on their offensive line than the opposing defensive line. Same for the defense to the opposing offensive line. They have the better athletes. Can they use that? Can they establish the run game? Can they just pound the ball down their throat? Can they make Carson Beck not have to play really at all this game? If they can make this run game do most of the dirty work, let Carson Beck make throws rarely when he has to, I think Miami can win this handily. With that being said, I think Miami does pull it out handily. I think they win 31-21 on the back of they're not going to be surprised by what USF brings. They have the scouting now. They have 2 weeks of film. I think they win this football game. Let's talk about Florida at LSU in the nightcap games. Florida, you got nothing to lose at this point. Billy Napier, you got nothing to lose at this point. If you want to keep your job, you have to go at least have a competitive football game. You can't go get blown out by 14-21. It's just not going to be acceptable. And I think if that happens, he's gone. I don't think he finishes the season. I think he's gone after this week, possibly the next. They have nothing to lose. They're going to go out there and give it their all. What we know about Billy Napier teams after last year, we watched in the Netflix documentary, they're not going to give up on him. They're going to go out there and they're going to give it his all. If you know one thing in a Billy team, that's what they're going to do. DJ Lagway is going to have to go help save his job. He did it before. He did it at the end of last season. Can he go do it again? Because if you lose this game when you're at 1-2, it's looking bleak because that means that you have zero margin for error the rest of the season. Granted, right now you're 0-0 in conference play, but still, your margin for error becomes 0 at that point if you lose this game. They have to be able to run the football. They just have to. They have to establish a run game if they want to win this game. Turning over to LSU, Garrett Nussmeier has looked great this season so far, but he has to continue to be protecting the football. One of his things last year's big knocks was he had the chance to throw interceptions, and you get that out of a gunslinger that Garrett Nussmeier is. Can Florida force him into those mistakes? That's the only way I see them having a chance at winning this football game is if they can make Garrett Nussmeier create turnovers. Can you run the football, LSU? We don't know. You look decent. You had about 70 rushing yards against Clemson, who sucks at stopping the run. We don't even know if they can do it yet. So you didn't run great against them. Can you run the football? You have to prove it. This is the game you go prove it in. We can do it in the SEC. I need over 100 rushing yards from LSU. Your quarterback's not mobile, so you're not going to get it from him. You need 100 rushing yards on the ground with Caden Durham. Can he do it? Absolutely. Will they be able to do it? I don't know because they haven't shown us they can. The D-line has to be able to stop the opposing run game. I think Florida's keys to win this game are force turnovers, stop with the stupid mental mistakes like spitting on players, don't get dumb flags, and run the football. If they can do those things, I think they win the football game. But LSU's defenses look great. I think they're going to force DJ Lagway into the dumb turnovers, and they're going to stop the run game, which takes out 2 of the key things Florida needs to do to win. So I think LSU pulls this game out. I think they win it pretty handily. I'm going to go with 27-21 LSU in Death Valley. Last, let's go with Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. In South Bend, this game, it was great last year. Mike Elko's first game, all the theatrics, it was great. Now, we're going to South Bend. We're going to be playing football with Touchdown Jesus watching. Let's do it. A&M has to keep up with the physicality with Notre Dame. We know Notre Dame's going to be a physical team. Can A&M use that SEC physicality against them? Will A&M be able to get the running backs into the game more? Right now, Marcel Reed, their quarterback, who's a good runner, but he should not be your leading rusher like he is. You have to let Le'Veon Moss, a great running back, a top 2 running back in the SEC, go be that top 2 running back. They have to unleash him. I think they are this game, and it's going to be dangerous for Notre Dame. Also, you have a deep wide receiver room. Casey Concepcion has looked great out of NC State. Use that deep wide receiver room to your advantage. Notre Dame runs a lot of man, so use that receiver room. Guess what? You let the wide receivers do the work. It opens up the run game, which opens up play action. I think that's the key. Use the quick passes, run the football, play action, take deep shots. They can do that. I think A&M easily wins this football game. For Notre Dame, you got a bye last week. Can you make that pay off? Or is it going to hurt you from being rusty because you only played 1 football game this season while A&M played 2? I don't know. We'll see. Run the ball. Just run the football. The game plan last week, I didn't get it at all. You ran with your quarterback, who's not known as a mobile quarterback, more than Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love, the top 2 running back in the country, Jeremiah Love, unacceptable. He has to get the ball. Jeremiah Love needs over 25 carries in this football game. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes over 30, how much they're going to lean on him, because he is that true bell cow running back with that home run potential. Give him the football and let him eat. Make CJ Carr's life so much easier. You have to be able to stop Marcel Reed using his legs to kill you. Marcel Reed is a quarterback who you can get into a 3rd and 9, 3rd and non-manageable distances, and you can bring pressure. He'll break a sack. He's going to do things that frustrate you as a defense and wear you down, like getting 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11s with his legs. Those things are going to wear the defense down. If he can do that all night, there's no way Notre Dame can win this game. But if they can contain him, put a QB spy on him, and make him use his arm, I think A&M has a really good shot at winning this one. This year we're going to go a lot more high scoring. I'm going to take Notre Dame with the win at home in South Bend, 34-31, on the back of a Jeremiah Love hat trick touchdown game. And lastly, we're going to dive into the Oklahoma Sooners at Temple game just a little bit. I think some of the things the Sooners are going to be trying to do in this game is just get the run game rolling. So far, it's been a little lackluster. John Mateer's been leading that rushing category. You just need to get the run game going, get the offense in flow, get the O-linemen working with the running backs, get the schemes moving right. And against a team like Temple, who is a much worse football team, you should be able to do this pretty handedly. I think that you have to, and you will. I think the big thing is get Jaden Rott integrated. I know he hasn't been fully healthy, but this is a game that you kind of unleash him a little bit. You let him get in the rhythm, because if you don't let him get any snaps, come Auburn game, he's not going to be in rhythm. He's not going to be ready to go out there and game speed and play. Get him healthy. I also think that we need to contain Mateer. Don't let Mateer run 15 times. I don't think he should get more than 5 rushes this game. He only got 3 rushes against Illinois State, so let's keep it low. Let's keep the rushes low. I think that we're not going to see Mateer in the second half of this game. We've seen him enough. I think we're going to throw Michael Hawkins in. We don't want to burn Michael Hawkins' red shirt. Brent Venables has said this, but playing the second half, I think we'll be fine, because we'll play this second half, play against Kent State, and ideally he won't need to come in any more than 2 games the rest of the season. With all that being said, I think the Sooners are going to pull out a 51-6 win at Temple. Thank y'all for tuning back into the channel for our previews of this week. Make sure to check back in on Monday to get my full breakdown of the reviews of all these football games. Boomer.